But yes, HMD has been really good at chaining CC, especially when they get SJ on Lux with those light bindings. So see the Ezreal coming out for Cairo.
Yeah, the block ban clearly targeting out I'm Candy here as well as the Azir. Definitely trying to keep that mid laner off of his hard play picks that he so seems to enjoy. Shin being the last ban for Iron Dragon in the first round of bans. Kind of keeping that off of Bo, keeping the global presence down.
So I'm thinking now, are we going to see the first picks Lux coming out here? Because it's definitely can be beneficial to, or first pick rather for HMD when they get the pick here. We see the Vlad coming through.
Yeah, speaking of first picks, that Vlad is a rather interesting one. I wonder if that's going to be top lane Vlad or mid lane. We haven't seen I'm Candy play it too much, I don't think.
I haven't seen Candy play Vlad. I don't think we have. But definitely a flex pick either can be put up in that top or mid. And honestly, as we do see Gragas and Ivern. Interesting we see an Ivern hover here. But I definitely would feel confident having Candy on Vladimir. Even though we haven't seen him play it.
Ivern will be swapped out for Kayn here instead. Oh, no. Kayn had a 50% win rate, so we'll finally get a metric on that, hopefully by the end of this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and Ancient Mommy now hovering this Volley Bear. There's been a lot of debate throughout the split about what kind of junglers we've been wanting to see Ancient Mommy potentially playing, and there's that Trundle that I am oh so fond of on him. Probably looking to build that support style build on this Trundle as we are potentially seeing the determination on this Vlad pick. Ooh.
Okay, Karma's new.
Do you think we're going to be seeing Candy on Karma here?
I mean, it's possible. We saw it do some work in the 1v1 tournament. It's clearly playable as a solo laner.
It's also very possible that they were trying to psych out HMD by hovering flashing the Cinder real quick to make it think it's mid lane.
Yeah, also, it is notable that a lot of what Iron Dragon is doing is flex picks, so this all could just be an incredibly convoluted strategy to keep their opponents as confused as possible.
That's also definitely a possibility, and we see HMD is not 100% taking the bait on that Cinder Flash, leaning towards it might not be a Karma mid as we see the Twisted Fate ban coming off, just in case Candy has yet to pick that mid laner, which is definitely a possibility.
Ascendant banned off a Shadow Jumper as well as the Nocturne. Both are two champions he enjoys playing in the mid lane, so kind of targeting the mid at the end of the ban phase. Iron Dragon keeping the options down on Shadow Jumper.
Definitely a solid move on their side. One thing I didn't quite catch in the first ban phase was the Ziggs ban with the final ban for HMD. A little bit of a surprising ban. We did see Lijalu on that champion in the All-Star game last night, but I would be surprised if we would see Lijalu or Candy on the Ziggs pick. So a little bit of a surprise at that ban, but we do see these final picks coming in rapid fire succession. Caitlyn Vel'Koz is the bot lane for HMD, and then Ashe, Thresh for Iron Dragon.
I think you mean Caitlyn Nami.
Nami, rather. Caitlyn Vel'Koz the last two picks, but absolutely correct. A little bit of swap in here.
Yeah, but that does mean that I'm Candy is going to be playing the Karma in mid lane, which is some farm fresh funkiness right there.
Yeah, absolutely not the most standard mid laner that you'll see, but as I can attest to in the 1v1 tournament last night, Karma is a very obnoxious laner to play against. Usually you see her more up in the top lane as a solo laner, but Candy's whipping it out in the mid lane here, and definitely a different look for him. I'm not used to seeing him on this type of champion.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out, and maybe there's new depths to I'm Candy's champion pool that we just did not know about here.
But it's going to be into Shadow Jumper's Vel'Koz, and Shadow Jumper is definitely very comfortable on this champion. I've seen him play it a couple times, as well as I know he plays it a lot in solo queue as well. But I feel like that matchup is definitely a counter pick for or Vel'Koz on this on HMD. I feel like it'd be definitely challenging, not necessarily challenging, but Vel'Koz should be able to stay out of the range of Karma for the most part.
Yeah, you can use your Qs and a little bit of trigonometry to do a whole lot of nonsense to Vel'Koz. So
the one thing is,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean Karma has the speed boosts and the tether, so you got to watch out for that. But all in all, if you're just careful, Vel'Koz should have enough range to be safe back in that lane, deal with the Karma harass. But CCO going to be back on Kayn. Saw him, I believe, on it once earlier in the split, if my memory serves correctly. But definitely a little bit of an interesting lineup, all in all, for HMD. You do see Bo on this Gragas top. That is a pick that has been coming out over the past couple weeks as definitely a strong top laner. But ultimately, I think it's time for predictions here. Who do you see taking down this game after we've seen this draft play out a little bit?
I'm still going to go with Iron Dragon. During Highly Disputed, I said this would be one of their easier wins, and I'm sticking to that point.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the draft that Iron Dragon's taken here, especially as you get towards the later game. You're going to have Vlad being an absolute monster. And really not too much of a front line. Obviously, Kayn is going to end up going... CCO is going to end up going Ross, red form on Kayn here. But even if he ends up going full Cinderhulk tank build, front line's pretty sparse for HMD, so... And obviously, they don't have a tank for Ancient Mommy to be able to ult, but, you know, all in all, I'd say the team fighting and draft comp I'd give into the favor of Iron Dragon. The one thing to note is that HMD does have a pretty good poke comp between Vel'Koz and Caitlyn, Siege comp. But again, the front line's not there, so if they get even a little bit too close and get caught out, it could be pretty devastating.
Yeah, SJ Capping's definitely going to have to hold up her Nami ult in order to disengage her team here. Gragas can hold up his ult too as well. It's can be used more for engage or disengage, but I definitely think the Nami pick is going to have to be as defensive as possible. Kayn going to be looking for just random picks throughout. Not the best team fighter in the game, but he is a really good assassin.
Very effective team fighter. Scott gets that red form first. But I mean, it really comes back to this. I really just keep going back to the fact that HMD really needs to pick up a couple wins here if they're trying to get into the last playoff spot. And again, it does not have to be today. They do not have to win this game, but if they don't take this game down, that they're really keeping their backs to the wall. They almost have to win out the next 3 games. So it would be really, really, really beneficial if they're able to pick up the second upset against Iron Dragon here.
Yeah,
Iron Dragon,
this is
not looking to give up the second seed as well. So
yeah, definitely want to maintain that second seed. Wants to keep that bye once we hit playoffs. That first free win is always pleasant, and there's not a whole lot you can argue about not having. All in all, I still think Iron Dragon is going to take this game. Pretty confident in it, and pretty confident in most of the players there. Plus, I just like their team comp more.
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually gave my prediction, but I'm also going to have to go with Iron Dragon. I think that they definitely have had the eye on this game since their first loss to them earlier in the split. So I think that, and they've just been in such great form the past couple of weeks. They really have. Iron Dragons look so much cleaner, and honestly, kind of like a pretty well-oiled machine. So it'd be interesting to see them do it, especially with Candy on this Karma. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's definitely a new look. But speaking of new looks, that Vel'Koz skin is quite nice.
What skin?
The new Vel'Koz skin. It's Infernal Vel'Koz with the pink chroma.
That's true. Very true. He needed another skin.
Yeah, Velka is certainly lacking in the skin department, despite having a fairly high pick and ban rate, even in pro play.
Yeah, who else is lacking skin? Who's in this game?
Who's that?
Kane. When is he going to get on the skin? I mean, I'm a little bit personally invested in that affair, but you know, it's okay. We can only hope. Kane for Prez coming in the chat. I agree 100%.
That would be Kanye for Prez, if you could read.
You're right. But, you know, to be fair, people misspell Kane in the chat like that all the time. So I'm going to just chalk that one up to... I'm going to chalk that one up to that.
Speaking of chalking it up, Shadow Jumper already getting some good poke up here in the mid lane. Onto I Am Candy. He knows his trigonometry, guys. The man's good at math.
Absolutely. Candy getting this early push towards his turret. Taking a little bit of damage there from the Vel'Koz Q, but... We see CCO also opting to do a full red side clear on Kane. Pretty... One of his standard clears for sure. Going to end up grabbing level 3 after his Raptor camp. Ancient Mommy, though, going for that buff Grump level 3. Probably going to look for some sort of gank after this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes top lane immediately.
Yeah, Greg is not the easiest champion to gank in the world, especially with the way that lane is positioned right at the moment. So it looks like we actually see him mid lane.
Speaking of ganks, though, CCO coming in pretty strong onto I Am Candy. Gonna eat a tower shot and miss his knock up. Gonna back off after that, but he's gonna eat some damage. I Am Candy is here, though. He's going to run this Kane away, guaranteeing that the gank is finished.
Yeah, and that really comes down to the fact that the clear that CCO took was just much more efficient, as we do see a little bit more pressure coming through from Ancient Mommy, trying to keep him off this Wolves camp.
And you're probably going deep into the enemy jungle here to chase down CCO. Looks like he's just gonna get Nami orbed for his hard work, but all in all, this fight's kinda going on for a while.
Yeah, not really getting done by these junglers, but another fight breaking out.
Yep, indeed. CCO getting super low here. Double flash going out. Ancient Mommy picking up first blood. Shadow Jumper, the new target, gonna have to flash away. Actually, Cappy gonna have to follow with a flash of her own. Big bubble, but it's not gonna help because the hook lands. Shadow Jumper gonna be the next death. He just gives up, eats the death as he knows it is inevitable, and that is a 3-0 lead for Iron Dragon to start this game off.
Yeah, and CCO, I feel like was just a little bit too aggressive there. Maybe it seemed like the whole team really kind of committed to that fight, though. But the bot lane priority was just so much in favor of Iron Dragon that really to make a play with Kane early on, it takes pretty ideal circumstances, and this wasn't quite there for HMD. So we do see more pressure now being put on CCO, although the jump now is in his favor, and he could probably win this trade.
Oh yeah, this is definitely going into the favor of CCO. Lots of damage going on. Ancient Mommy just managing to make up a lot of work, though. As Vel'Koz comes in from the back, I'm Candy doing some chunkage. The rum comes down from user person, quickly followed by Bo. All in all, this fight is going back and forth and back and forth. User person now the one in danger, gonna pull away. The knockup will fall short, but he'll flash it anyway, guaranteeing that user person lives. All in all, no deaths, but some summoner spells expended in that exchange.
And CCO almost picked up that kill on the Ancient Mommy, but Ancient Mommy had a very well-timed pillar to actually cancel or interrupt the movement of the Q from CCO, just barely allowing him to escape. But another gank coming out mid.
Yeah, this gank is a little unfortunate as it's coming right off the back of a lot of damage traded onto I Am Candy. Meanwhile, bot lane, we have a nice fight going on. Haxel landing a hook that's going to start this whole escapade. However, it's not going to be enough to secure a kill. And across the rift, the teams will separate. Go back to CSing.
And already, oh no, a flash hook attempt there from Haxel. I'm not going to quite get there in time, but already, you mentioned the CS, and only just under 6 minutes into this game, I'm Candy and Lijalu both already up significant amounts for this early in the game, in true Iron Dragon fashion, honestly, because they're just so consistent at doing this. Especially into a Caitlyn to boot. Ashe Thresh is definitely a solid lane, but you would think that Caitlyn and Nami would be able to hold their own a little bit more so far. Especially this early
or at least be able to keep up in CS. I mean, currently it's an 18 plus 6, so a 24 CS difference. Due to the Relic Shield difference, or not Relic Shield, Steel Shoulder Guards.
I mean, that's
fresh.
Yeah, that's like the uphill battle though that you really face every time you play against Iron Dragon is the mid and bot lane. Lijalu and I'm Candy just so apt at really just winning lane and out CSing that even if things aren't 100% going their way in team fights and objectives around the map, that you just continually have to outpace them with that gold advantage that they're attaining in the lane. So it's definitely an uphill battle for teams to whenever they play Iron Dragon.
Yeah, if they're not killing you, they're killing your minions, and either way, it's a bad time.
Yeah, even top lane, we see user person with a pretty a little bit of a lead in the CS, which is always good for your team when you see your Vladimir doing pretty well in lane, because that's going to mean he's going to get to that later state in those power spikes even faster than you would usually. So all in all, I'd say while the gold lead's already at about 2.5K, but this game's definitely going in favor of Iron Dragon right now, as we do see a potential gank though on this top side. CCO, Iron user person.
Goes over the wall, gets some combos, does not land his knock up. All in all, just trades some damage and not much else.
Yeah, but Ishimami is going to see that CCO's top side and going to end up taking down this Drake for it. So, yeah, another thing really just going solidly into the favor of Iron Dragon. I mean, CCO obviously gets a little bit of orbs from that, but not even very many. Didn't have too much of a trade going on up there. So that's basically just a free Drake for Iron Dragon. And now potential dive as well. So we do see I'm Candy maybe heading down. Nah, he's going to head back.
Meanwhile, while that happened, Ashel did land or did go off down bot lane. It fell short, however. Nami, Bubble picking up Hacksaw. All in all, a very unfavorable trade to the bot side of Iron Dragon. And you're going to be going deep in the enemy jungle. Gonna have to run off on his own.
Yeah, unable to take down that Gromp, gonna just have to walk back towards his jungle. Heading towards that top side of the map.
Ooh, meanwhile in mid lane.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. This Karma not slacking up in the least.
Ancient Mommy actually seeing a CCO head towards bot side of the map, but I was heading straight to the top objective of this Rift Herald. Definitely using the advantage of map presence they have to really just be proactive and take these down. Like he's leaving his camps up right now, which they were all pretty much spawned in except for Raptors. But taking down the Herald, if he can get some plates with this, turret plating is still up. Get some plates, make a good play, get closer to getting a first turret, and stuff is still gonna be very worth. Especially if they can dive bow here. Interesting TP, a little bit of a misclick you would imagine from Bo, but not kind of that mattering explosive cast. It did its job well. Got the disengage to come through. Enchanted Crystal Air though coming in from across the map to send its bow to that gray screen. Not gonna end up dropping the Rift Herald here, but gets that solid kill. A little bit too low. CCO end up scaring him off. Nice flash, chilling Smite coming in, diving that turret with his ultimate up. You would imagine definitely gonna fall here for his efforts, but will he take user person with him? And he will. With 2 kills there, going over to HMD. All in all, 2 for 2, but CCO making that trade come out even with his valiant efforts there, and grabbing some more orbs in the process. So we would be assuming that we would see the form coming through soon on this Kane. Looks like he does not have it at this trip back to the base, but you would imagine the next one for sure. Shimami now back on the map, on the bot side, clearing the Scrugs, does still have this Rift Herald in his pocket. Definitely going to be looking to use a play down here, maybe on this bot side. CCO is on this side of the map, but at the very least, grab some turret plates with his Herald. Especially since CCO still does not have form on this Kane, going to be a little bit less adept at fending off at least a crash. You see him coming in. Ancient Mami is still in the area. The hook will land onto SJ Capping. Lots of damage coming out into CCO. Ultimate was
CCO
not
going in deep,
him.
will eventually die. Hacksaw coming back in for maybe a hook here soon. Ancient Mami incredibly tanky coming up, chasing down Cairo. Gonna flash away, and that will be the end of that fight.
Absolutely. CCO just, once again, thinking he's in the right spot, but HMD was still in the area, and without form, it's unable to really make the impact that they need to stop that push. So the Hail's going to crash. They're going to get the turret platings and be very close to taking down the first turret here. And just another checkup on these CS differences. You have Lai Jialu and Candy now up just ridiculous amounts of CS at 12 minutes into the game, which is just really on top of the kill deficit here. We see it now basically at a 5,000 gold deficit at 13 minutes into the game, as Lai Jialu also going to pick up this turret, another 600 gold into his pocket.
That's a massive gold lead down here on the spot lane. Lai Jialu is going to be terrifying once he backs and buys here.
Yeah, and really just almost every member just ahead right now. Kane, CCO is up a little bit of CS on this Kane, which is a little bit to be expected despite the impact that Ancient Mami's had. But outside of that, you do see him maybe walking into a place he doesn't want to be.
Oof, Ash ult will land. Crystal Arrow is going to do a lot. However, Kane does have a whole lot of disengage with his kit. The Vel'Koz ult will be used. Won't be super impactful. Will actually be canceled early because he was worried about dying. But meanwhile, he does die. Candy just absolutely popping him out of nowhere while his team kills off the enemy support of SJ Capping as well. That was decidedly in the favor of Iron Dragon, as this game seems to be spiraling quickly out of control from the hands of Huge Minion Difference.
Every time HMD has tried to make some sort of play on the ID, even in defensive ones, it just has not worked out. Like, straight out, no real plays have gone their way, except for the double kill that CCO got top lane under turret. That's the one thing, say, alright, that was an aggressive play, it worked out. Other than that, those are literally the only 2 kills I have in this game, honestly. So, really just been unsuccessful in everything they tried to do. Iron Dragon up just a ridiculous amount of gold right now, ridiculous amounts of CS, and this is really Iron Dragon's game to lose at this point. In full command of this game.
A little skirmish up in top lane. Bo using his ult defensively, won't even land it, just uses it to space his opponent further away from him, as an incredibly aggressive engage from user person chucks him down super hard. Double flashes used, and user person gonna dance out, doesn't even need the Lantern from Hacksaw. And this will also spell the end of the top lane tower.
And Iron Dragon's got 3 members topside committed to this play, and what is HMD going to get from it? Not much. You see CCO finally getting over to this Raptor camp, going to pick up the Raptor camp in exchange, but nothing they're able to really do on the map on the bottom side. You see now maybe a potential gank onto Lai Jialu.
Yeah, but Lai Jialu still has his flash up, and he will use it to get out and return the kill. Oof. It's never what you want to see. Massive hook landing from Hacksaw here. Bo's going to quickly fall. Hacksaw taking the shot for his top laner. And Ain't Your Mama just clearing this ward behind. They may be looking to dive a little bit here. User person kind of low. AQ from the Vel'Koz. But either way, another hook landing. Hacksaw just playing like a monster. Knockup going down. Hacksaw still alive though. And all in all, this is looking really, really bad for all our Huge Minion Difference fans out there.
Yeah, definitely looks like they're going to have to pick up their wins that they need to move into playoffs in the last 3 games of their split, unless they can pull off some sort of
fight going down in bot lane. CCO trying his best to solo kill I'm Candy, who just doesn't seem to care too much. Quickly continues to land all of his spells and is able to walk away scot-free. Lai Lu about to go for a 1v2, gets the first kill, will not get the second, as SJ Capping will follow up his ADC here, and Cairo will secure that kill.
So finally the first mistake we've really seen from Iron Dragon. Lai Lu getting caught out, pushed up a little bit too far by himself there. In this entire game, really, Iron Dragon's played super clean, hasn't given much openings at all, and HMD's been pretty okay with taking a lot of these, enforcing some bad situations that have really led them to this goal deficit. But Iron Dragon has not given them much of any openings except for that, so we'll see if they end up giving any more openings like that, or if they're gonna just have that be their one little mistake and cleanly execute the remainder of this game. It'll definitely take some more mistakes like that for HMD to get back in this. Alright, Dragon now sieging this mid lane turret. The wave is not there. Shadow Jumper popping the ultimate, trying to save the turret.
Speaking of ultimates, Lai Lu using his ultimate to get onto the enemy team. He is kiting his way around CCO, and they will pick up that kill. And this fight is quickly turning around to the favor of Iron Dragon as they continue to shove this lane down. They're looking for another tower maybe here. Hacksaw going to be a little bit low here. Goes for another hook. Will not land. User person eating a fair bit of damage. And all in all, that looks like the beginning of the disengage, as Dragon will be spawning here soon enough. Might be rotating on that, getting ready position. Gonna set up a murder push here just for the extra cheekiness. Don't think they'll catch anyone, as I don't think anyone's currently brave enough to go that way. But Shadow Jumper now in a little bit of danger. Gonna poke down I'm Candy a little bit. Oof. There goes Hacksaw, though, as Bo's in the jungle. Does manage to get the solo kill pop. And that's a dead Thresh.
Yeah, it's going to be one member down now for this Drake, so definitely another one of those mistakes we're talking about that Iron Dragon doesn't really need to make. May end up having to just deal with this Dragon. It is only Hacksaw down.
Ooh, Greg Assault going down. Bo's going to get super low for that, though. User person going to be just kind of stalling out the enemy team. CCO ulting onto the very tanky Vladimir. Ain't Your Mommy taking a lot of damage. Will get executed by Cairo. Headshot to death.
Ain't Your Mommy ends up getting taken out the 1-for-1. But that's definitely, you're okay with that. 100% if you're Iron Dragon, because now you are on soul point for this Infernal Soul. So definitely a worthy trade there to risk to hand over Ancient Mommy's life, which you probably didn't even need to do ultimately. You could have just probably disengaged after you take the dragon down, but thought they could take it. A little bit of a miscalculation, but either way, on soul point now. In 4 minutes, HMD is going to have to deal with that. "20 minutes into the game at this point, and the Baron Nashor has spawned onto the map. So add that to the list as well as for things that HMD has to be worrying about. Vision control not super oppressive into the jungles of HMD, but honestly, with the amount of gold the Iron Dragon has, they could almost pretty much walk into the jungles and take them whenever they want. Within reason, obviously. Herald now being popped in the mid lane.
Yeah, gonna get escorted by I'm Candy, Hacksaw, and Ain't Your Mommy. That's a big escort. Assault will field goal its way right between everybody, but it's not going to matter. Tower's still going to fall. And there's a top laner in the wings as User Person is going to get CC'd to the point where he can't actually get the kill that he was looking for, but CCO entirely too deep will fall.
The CCO trying to play that peel game with... Oh.
Okay, Cairo having to flash away, uses ult with the Vel'Koz ult, quickly following it up, but the hook lands on a Shadow Jumper. He is the new target. 1 kill goes down, 2 kills goes down. Lijai Lu is fighting under turret and doesn't care as he manages to pick up the quad, making it look easy.
Yeah, this game is pretty much all over at this point. HMD trying to make a stand there, trying to defend this inhibitor turret, which they probably would have had to just give it up if they're unable to clear the minions, but once again, this not able to make anything happen from one of their attempts, and it's pretty much been the story of this game. HMD trying to make something happen time after time after time, and really just not finding the opportunities. And to the Iron Dragon's credit, though, they've been doing a great job of even when it looks like there might be an opening for HMD to make something happen, they rotate over. They got teleports. They're collapsing. They're doing a great job of playing this game as a team and making sure the members are where they need to be. Which is what we've been seeing from them from the past couple weeks as well. So it's really good to see them maintaining their form here, especially as we move towards the final 2 weeks of the split. Just about 70 seconds left on this Soul Point Drake. Hacksaw still up on this top side, clearing vision on Baron side of the map, but you would think you'd expect to see Iron Dragon members head towards this dragon, get some priority, and get some vision control.
Okay, here's the moment where CCO has to go for a cheeky Dragon Steal. I don't think they have any chance of winning. That ult will eventually land, but not on the intended target. But it doesn't seem to matter as SJ Capping is going to eat a massive amount of damage. I'm Candy going to quickly target out the Nami support. CCO going to be the next target. User Person taking super low, but he's going to pull himself away and keep himself alive. That is some really good mechanics on his side. Hacksaw looking for a hook here in any second. He may just land it. But Lijai Lu is an absolute monster in this Ashe, and is just going to heal up any damage that is landed. Big engage, hook landing on a Shadow Jumper, and Hacksaw's going to quickly follow it up. He's going to zone hourglass his way out of dying there. Lijai Lu also kiting his way out. Oof. Vladimir's going to eat the ult. Ooh, nice hook landing from Hacksaw. Another amazing hook lands. Just keeping these kills going one after the other. The Nexus will quickly fall. Another hook lands. Time to pad the stats just a touch more before they finally end this game. And Lijai Lu, one more kill before the big end.
Great victory here on the side of Iron Dragon. And it almost looked like HMD found the pick they were looking for. They got User Person super low on the Vladimir, but was not quite able to take him out before he went into stasis. And you saw what happened as a result. HMD picking up the L here. Going to have to find a victory in the next couple of games to keep their playoff hopes alive. But good win here for Iron Dragon.
Yes, indeed. As Lijai Lu is going to end this game 13-1. That's monstrous. Of note, also, I'm Candy. While he didn't pick up a lot of kills, didn't die a single time.
Yeah, definitely clean play from Candy in the mid lane. Definitely interesting to see him on the Karma pick. Wasn't necessarily as commanding as you see him from other champions we played, but all in all, the game state they were able to create with the rotations and everything, I feel like might have played a great part with the utility available in Karma's kit. So you can't just easily chalk it up to the two kills, as you were saying. Definitely a solid gameplay there from Candy. All in all, solid team play from Iron Dragon.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be getting an interview with a member of Iron Dragon in just a second, as we work out the background stuff for that. All in all, I feel like this result, while well executed, was not surprising. Which means that Huge Minion Difference is going to have to like really try hard for their next few games.
Yeah, and again, they did not have to win this game, so they're still in the playoff hunt. It would require both Trigger Happy and HMD not to win out, but more on that in just a second. We do have the captain of Iron Dragon himself, Ancient Mami.
Again, in
Welcome back.
12 hours.
Yeah, it's been a long time no see since the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's true.
So, solid win for you guys. You guys do move to. I don't actually have the records in front of me. That's the 13th win for you guys. 12th win. Either way,
sure.
Great.
Either way,
great performance you guys today. What I'm interested about this Candy on the Karma pick. Is that something you guys have been trying to or been planning to whip out, or is it more like a last second?
He was practicing. I think he even picked Karma during ALS games. So it wasn't the first pick we ever picked Karma during the game.
Interesting. My mind might just be slipping on that one, so I'll have to check those stats later. So you guys have 2 games left to go in the split, as you do have a bye on the last day. You have to play. Your 2 games remaining are against NG Blossom and against Julia Duck. Obviously, you guys were unsuccessful in taking down NG Blossom the first time around. Do you guys see yourself winning out the split with all victories here?
Yeah, we're pretty confident in winning those 2 games because we were finishing the recent 5 or 6 games within 26 minutes in a row. So we're looking forward to continue our great work and effort so that we can take down NG.
You guys have been looking absolutely clean over the past couple of weeks. I'm definitely excited to watch you guys take them on again for the second time. Mono, do you have anything else to add?
All in all, this game kind of played out fairly predictably. However, were there any moments in this game where you thought maybe, just maybe, we might lose?
I respect Huge Minion Difference players, but there was no moment that I was expecting that we're gonna lose.
I like that.
Confidence is oozing out of that statement. Hopefully you can bring that same confidence as you go up against NG Blossom and Julia Duck in the left or in the games that are left in the split. All in all, I wish you guys the best as the former champions. I do particularly find myself fond of Iron Dragon as a whole, and we will see you going on further into the end game of the season.
All right. So that will bring us to a brief break as we do prepare for game number 2 of the day, which will be Glacial Rising Phoenix taking on Trigger Happy. And speaking of the playoff race between Huge Minion Difference, Trigger Happy is one of those teams right in there. So definitely a big game as we do move to the last few games of the split as we do determine our last playoff team. So definitely stick around here and watch Trigger Happy take on Glacial Rising Phoenix in just a few minutes.